What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and if the psychotic Britney Spears fans would leave me alone, I probably wouldn't even be making this video. I probably would have skipped right over it. But since they want to poke the bear and kick the hornet's nest, here I am, let's talk about Britney Spears. Now, if you're my longtime subscriber, you already know about all of this weird stuff, but if you are new to this channel, or if this is your first time watching one of my Britney Spears videos, you may be completely lost, and I recommend that you go back and watch some of my other videos on this topic. Long story short though, Britney Spears was suffering from mental health issues. She then was placed in a conservatorship where her family and other people kind of called the shots for her, and they managed her money and her career or what have you. Then along came the Free Britney movement. A lot of fans that said that Britney was mistreated, that she's not really suffering from mental health issues, that it's all been one big scam to steal Britney's money. We need to free Britney. Britney is totally sane and everything's fine. She's perfectly okay. Free Britney. So that movement gained a lot of traction, and eventually Britney Spears was freed from this conservatorship. So immediately everyone thought that, hey, Britney Spears is A-okay. Everything's going to go back to normal. She's going to be fine. Maybe she'll make more music. Who knows what she will do? But what happened was, we all watched as Britney Spears mentally unraveled on social media right in front of our faces. And I mean, things got really, really crazy. They got so crazy to the point that I'm questioning Britney Spears' sanity. I'm questioning the sanity of the people around Britney. I am questioning the sanity of Britney's fan base. And I even had to question my own sanity after watching this woman post at least 100,000 videos all the same way of her twirling in circles and swaying side to side. It got so utterly bizarre that no one would ever be able to understand. You would not be able to grasp how bizarre this was unless you were there. Unless you were there watching as things played out. You may be able to look back now and see that, oh, things were weird, but you had to be there in the moment. Where, within a span of 15 minutes, sometimes Britney would post 40 pictures on Instagram, all the same picture over and over again, with weird captions talking out the side of her neck. You could never understand what she was saying. Everything just got so weird. But the weirdest part was, even though everyone knew that something was wrong here, basically everyone pretended like it was so great. They treated Britney Spears like a toddler. A toddler that shows you a little trick that's really not that exciting, but you act like it is because you want to be supportive. That's how they were treating Britney Spears. So every day we would get 15 videos of her twirling in circles, and I kid you not, there would be huge piles of dog crap and stuff around her because she would let her dogs poop and pee in her house and she wouldn't clean it up. Instead of cleaning it up, she would spin in circles around it. But people were like, oh my God, this is great. Yes, queen, yes. And it was going on for so long. Now, things have calmed down a little bit, mainly because I think people had it to, they had enough. People started unfollowing her, and people who were even in her corner, attacking people like me for calling it what it is, they started coming around to realizing, hey, something's wrong here. Something's got to be wrong here. So finally, when it seems like a good portion of people got on the same page in admitting that Britney Spears is cuckoo or something crazy is going on around her, then all of a sudden they tried to switch it up a little bit. So things aren't as crazy now. But one thing everyone has been talking about, we've talked about it before on this channel, is the fact that Britney Spears was supposed to be working on this memoir, writing a book. Now, of course, diehard Britney Spears fans are all giddy about the book. Yes, give me the book where you complain about your life, Britney. We love reading about millionaires complaining about their life. But anyone with common sense knows that Britney Spears is incapable of writing a book. She cannot even put together a proper, coherent paragraph for her Instagram captions. Trying to read and understand Britney when she's talking or typing is completely almost impossible. It's all over the place and it's very narcissistic. Because she'll make little things all about her and her past traumas. And then when you hear about her past traumas, you realize that they are a whole bunch of nothing. So everyone's been hyped about this memoir, but I guess they don't realize that, hey, you're going to be getting the same thing that you got from her Instagram profile, where she complains about how, and I kid you not, Britney Spears went through this conservatorship that people tried to say was like slavery. Like she was chained to a chair in a room and couldn't leave. She couldn't do this, she couldn't do that, when in reality the conservatorship was not that way. And when given the chance to complain about what Britney has been through, when Britney has the chance and the voice to complain about what she went through during the conservatorship, what does she complain about? I can tell you one of her top 3 complaints is that one time she arrived on a private jet and there was not a limo outside of the private jet. So she had to walk off the private jet, walk onto a private golf cart, and ride to the private jet. Which was, 200 yards away. So that's one of her biggest complaints, is that limos aren't waiting for her right outside the door of her private jet. Another one of her complaints is that she had female backup dancers, and they made her feel insecure. Whose problem is that? She even goes on to bash Christina Aguilera, and she said that Christina Aguilera had fat backup dancers to make her look better, when in reality that's not the case. Britney's just insecure with herself and super narcissistic. And she's very ugly. And when I say ugly, I don't mean physically. Physically, she's a beautiful woman. Even at her age, she's still in great shape. Yes, she looks great. She looks dirty and unwashed and unbathed, and she can't dress for the life of her. But physically, she looks good. When I say Britney's ugly, I mean like inside. I had to find out the hard way that Britney's a pretty ugly person. She says a lot of mean things, and she doesn't have a filter that normal people have because she has a fan base that worships everything she does. So she says really vile and ugly, hurtful things about people and to people, and then tries to play it off like she didn't know any better because I was in a conservatorship. How was I supposed to know? But anyways, this memoir is coming out, and I want to read you all this article. Britney's bombshell book is ready, Bjot. We can reveal the superstar's memoir will be released in the fall and publishing. Insiders have described the manuscript as inspiring and a groundbreaking instant bestseller. Britney's book is a story of triumph. It will cover her most vulnerable moments, her childhood, being a little girl with big dreams, her breakup with Justin Timberlake, the moment she shaved her head, and her battle with her family over her conservatorship. It is also a story of survival, finding her way out of the crippling conservatorship to finding happiness with her husband, Sam Asghari, again. Now, I'm sorry, but anyone that takes these opening statements seriously have never been through any hardships in their life. And that's one thing that I've noticed about some of these diehard Yas Queen Britney fans. I don't think they've ever experienced any hardships. Have you ever had to go through any adversity, any turmoil in your life? Because if you think that what Britney went through is so bad, then try living a normal life. I'm telling you, the ups and downs can be crazy. Britney's complaints are nothing to me. I wish I had the luxury of complaining about my backup dancers being too sexy, or about my limousine not being in the right place. Oh, woe is me. But let's go forward. We can exclusively reveal that Britney Spears has been working with a ghostwriter, Sam Lansky, an acclaimed novelist and journalist who has written for The Atlantic, New York Magazine, Time, and has profiled stars including Madonna, Nicki Minaj, and Adele. And her publisher, Simon & Schuster, is said to be thrilled with the yet unnamed book, which is now complete and going through final legal revisions for a planned release ahead of the holidays. The source says Britney's book is brutally honest and from the heart. No stone is left unturned. It is truly a female empowerment story, her taking control of her life. Let's pause right there. Anyone paying attention obviously knows that Britney has not taken control over her life. In fact, from the outside looking in, I'm not there, but from the outside looking in, it looked like Britney was doing better under the conservatorship. It looked like Britney was actually taking showers, having people maybe do her hair, nails, and makeup during the conservatorship. Now she looks like she hasn't washed in days. She has caked up mascara on her face. She's constantly looking, dead-eyed like a shark, while this weird smile on her face, swaying in cameras and pulling her pants down. If you think this is empowering, this is the very opposite of that. It is the very opposite of that. And I wish they would stop promoting this as if this was female empowerment. Taking control of your life is not standing in front of a camera phone and swaying side to side and spinning in circles. That is not taking control of your life. Taking control of your life is not talking in a British accent when you were born in Louisiana. That is not taking control over your life. This is not empowering. There has not been one thing that Britney has done since the end of the conservatorship that could be or should be viewed as empowering to women, little girls, or anyone else on planet Earth. But let's go forward. A second publishing source said, "This book is a gift. There are parts of this book that every person, particularly every woman, can relate to and feel less alone. She transforms joy and pain into something transcendent. Art, aka the person writing the book for her, turned it into something transcending and art." This is an inspiring read, not only because it shows the strength of Britney's spirit, but because her story is told with such style, wit, intelligence, honesty, and without any self-pity. Without any self-pity, really? Are you serious? Without any self-pity? For the last year, Britney Spears has been throwing herself a complete pity party every day on social media. And without pity, listen, I'm telling you right now, you cannot trust any of these people who are talking about this book. You cannot trust any of the people that are going to review this book. You're going to have your usual suspects. You're going to have your usual YouTubers reading the book, pretending like, oh my God, this is so great and life-changing. You can't trust any of them. Do you all want me to read this book? When this memoir comes out, do I need to go down to my local bookstore and freaking buy it and read it so you all can get an honest review? I guarantee you all 100%, and this is not meant to be shade at anyone. This is just honesty. And I will say this in front of anyone. There is not a single creator, give or take one or two, shout out to KL Cool. There is not any creator basically that I could think of outside of maybe one or two that would actually give you their honest opinion about this book. They're going to sugarcoat it. They're going to lie. They're going to pretend that it's awe-inspiring because they want the views from Britney Spears' fan base. Most of the people LARPing like they care about Britney and they're big Britney fans, they aren't. They just know that she has a passionate fan base that will support you if you support her. Which is why I get so much hate and I get attacked all the time, because I won't blindly support what she's doing because I feel like she's in danger. I feel like we're going to hear about Britney. I don't even want to go into it. You know about what happens in Hollywood to these stars. But all of these people LARPing as Britney Spears fans, and oh my God, they act like little girls. It's all bogus BS. They don't care at all. If they did, they would acknowledge that she's been going through problems. But if you want an honest review, judging by the comments below, I may or may not read this book and do a lengthy review for you all. Maybe I'll do a video every chapter or something like that. Let me know down in the comments below if that interests anyone. But let's go back in here. Yeah, this is the part that took me out. Without any self-pity, she is entirely winning in these pages. This book will shake the world. I believe that it will also be a groundbreaking instant bestseller. Spears landed a landmark $15 million book deal sealed by Creative Artist Agency and her attorney, Matthew Rosengard. It is one of the highest in history after Barack and Michelle Obama's publishing deals. Spears herself has hinted on social media how she wants this book to show herself as a survivor. She recently wrote on Instagram, "I'm in love with the life I have built for myself. I should be. It's effing beautiful. And it's pretty crazy after all the hard work I've done in getting rid of my father's abuse and controlling me, literally messing with my head after 13 years, believe it or not, people." She also wrote, "Having this newfound independence gives me strength every day and the ability to stay hungry, focused, and fearless. Honestly, just be a good person." What in the world is hungry, focused, and fearless about any of the things we've seen from Britney lately? Let me know down in the comments below. Regarding the book, Spears added, "I don't have a family that values me or respects me at all. That's the hard part for me. And as much as I love them, it's something that I'll probably ever won't be able to get over. When I post in these moments, I just want to speak from my heart because it's extremely hard for me. Then I look back and I see how many people say, get over it. I'm working on becoming stronger. PSSS, I have written 3 different versions of my book and had lots of therapy throughout the process." So, I mean, to sit here and pretend like, oh, this is going to be groundbreaking, earth-shattering, this is going to change the world. How? How? For the last year and some change, we have watched this woman complain day in and day out about her life. None of the complaints, I haven't come across one. Let me run that back. I've come across a couple of complaints from Britney that are valid complaints, if they're true. If they're true. But for the majority of it, it's her complaining about not being able to drink coffee with the medication she's on. About her not being able to go drink alcohol and beer with her friends and party when she has a show that she's supposed to do. About her backup dancers being too attractive, her plane being too far away. Random stuff like this. And any story that she tells, even if it's a story about her like, oh, I pulled up to and this literally happened, this is not an exaggeration. She said that she pulled up to a fast food restaurant and she was boo-hoo crying as getting her food, and the person asked her, hey, are you okay? And then she snapped and went ballistic about it. So she has a way of painting herself out to be a victim no matter what, because she is now what I would call a professional victim. She's no longer the glitz and glamour and the singing and the dancing. We still get crappy dance moves, but for the most part, she's trying to sell her victimhood. I don't know how long she's going to be able to try to profit off of this conservatorship, or how long she's going to make this her new thing, her personality, but it seems to not be going away anytime soon. I cannot wait until this book comes out because I can't wait to see all of these grifters, all of these frauds, fake and phonies, pretend that they care about Britney Spears, all of the ones that abandoned talking about her while she was spiraling out of control on social media will be back just in time to read her book and to pretend like everything is okay and none of this weird stuff ever happened. But like I said, if you all are interested in getting a real 100% review of this book. And when I say I will give my real unfiltered opinions, if I read this book and it's groundbreaking and it's good, I will acknowledge that. I have nothing against that. And I have nothing against Britney. If anything, I'm rooting for Britney more than the average Britney fan, because I will admit that Britney had issues that she needed to deal with. I hope she's dealing with them. It looks like she's still going through some of them, but things seem to have calmed down a little bit. So let me know if you want me to read the book down in the comments below. Let me know your opinions about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.